Everybody doing blessed. I'm doing blessed and highly favored, and definitely hope the same for you. And if this is your first time stopping by my channel, for family, just thank you so much for the Lord. We're going through different transitions that's taking place in our life, that will truly take us places where we truly need to be. So, with that being said, much love to all. Namaste. If you're comfortable enough, drop me a line or two. I would love the chance to get to know you as much as you're getting to know me, even if it's about the positive feedback of the content of my video, or you're just up telling me about your empathic gift, how it impacted your life and heading you towards a positive direction. And if you feel like the videos are very uplifting, informative, or just give you good vibes, you would love to share with a loved one, family, or a friend, or even a fellow empath that are going through trying times at the moment and needing spiritual guidance, or just needing confirmation or validation towards life path or even soul purposes, please go ahead and share them. While you're at it, give me a thumbs up, like, and also share on your social media favorites wherever you see fit. Thank you once again for the love and support. It's greatly appreciated. And I hope that you're able to resonate with the content of my video. And the music I listen to in the background is so peaceful. It's called Raised Vibration, 528 hertz. Be positive minded. Reiki healing to cleanse negativity. Meditative music, and I'm gonna post that link in the description box below. And the video I'm doing today is called Twin Flame 101 Heyokas, Emotional Clearing of Awakening the Power of Your Soul. Basically dropping like flies at that moment. At this very moment. It's really, it's scary, it's saddening. Anybody who has, is being affected by this, I truly reach my heart out to them and praise prayers that is truly needed, about losing somebody that's hold dear. But these are the things that, if you're in that point where you can't go anywhere, you're not, allowing yourself to be around a lot of people. This is that point in life where you're going through your intense physical, spiritual, emotional transition, as well as awakening, where you're having to face things that has not been comfortable for you to be able to face. And you have to constantly tell yourself, forgive yourself for holding on to these painful situations that has taken place in your life. Allowing yourself to make peace with those things. It's just like a lot of things that you go through. I even have to go through my certain things in life where, it really turned my life around. But also, if you're allowing yourself to make peace, and I have to remind myself that as well, you have to allow yourself to see it in a positive view, because it's like if you keep focusing on the things that you need to let go of in a negative vibe or a negative way, it's going to be harder for you to let go of. Um, the things that has taken place in your life. And even though it's like, what is positive about abuse that you have went through? That is not a positive thing, but it is how you allowing yourself to overcome that power of change that is needed in you. Those things, if you have survived that, you were in survival mode for the a long period of time, that was needed to take place in your life. That was you know the transformations and stuff like that. You had to be able to allow yourself to heal from those. That's where you get your strength from, because you know what it felt like to hold on to these things for so long. You knew the darkness that placed you in for you to have to go through. Whether you cut people off or you didn't allow people to get close to you. The world like, everybody is out to get me, and anything that has placed you in a negative state, where you have allowed yourself to get into a cocoon where you felt safe only with yourself and yourself alone. And that's not what we're supposed to do. We're not supposed to break ourselves off from the world, even though it may seem comfortable, but I allow myself to go. I try to allow myself to be, social to a certain extent, because with everything that has taken place in my life, where people have underhanded did things or whatever. I'm not saying that every person that comes in my life is going to do that, but from those situations, it's made me very cautious and watch the things that I say, watch the things that information that I put out. Regardless if it's family or not. I've had family stab me in the back, adopted family stab me in the back, all these different things, being able to know that, biological is, somewhat confusing for me. I don't want to say anything bad about my family because I don't know what's been said about me. So I try to look at it as that point, because I know if things were manipulated on that end for my dad. I no telling what, things went off with my mom as well as my dad's siblings as well. Anyway, so I just allow myself to make peace with myself. Things is not, I have to keep telling myself things are not all what they seem. You have to allow yourself to remain strong, because something like this should have broke you, and you didn't allow that to happen, even where you almost went close to the edge. I was in rare form, whatever you want to call it. I lost my mind for a minute, but then piece by piece, I had to put that back. I was violated emotionally, mentally, sexually, spiritually, but by the hands of God and, the powers that be, they protected me for this. They allowed me to be guided by making videos. First I started doing video diaries. Then, I started, going off on this, spiritual, you know, uh, the spiritual path of being able to know myself on a deeper level, understanding my purpose in many ways, because like I've said before, if you've been with me for a while, you have heard me say I didn't have anybody physically to be able to, vibe with on that level, on a spiritual level. People thought I was like losing my mind, whatever. When you go through that spiritual awakening, everything is new to you, to that form, because everything has been stripped away from where you have seen it for so long. It's like, it just depends on the person. Individuals may vary. You can be able to look at it and, have this, overwhelming emotions because of everything you see is raw, but yet beautiful in every way. But as well, you can be angry, and find out that, you've been lied to half of your life, which I was very angry. I was very hurt. It got to the point where I was damn near volatile, but I'm glad I didn't get that way, even though, I almost touched base with that a lot. But I had to allow myself to make peace with that. It was a hurtful feeling because I felt like I was in a nightmare of my own. Nobody can really, you know, um, know what I felt. You know, I understand the pain that I constantly carried. It was like in a nightmare because it was like either people didn't believe me or people didn't care, or they were saying I was attention catching, or they wanted to block that because they felt like I wasn't deserving of that. So it was just like a nightmare within a nightmare within a nightmare. But I had to allow myself to really stare hurt in his face, being able to stare and face the deception that was taking place in my life, the manipulation that took place in my life. And then on top of that, when the hypnosis had broke that cord, whatever you want to call it, all these memories came fluttering back. It really sent me, to a dark place. But just being able to know the experiences that has taken place in my life wasn't easy, but then also being able to see it from a positive platform, or positive place. I've been able to help so many people and almost around the world just be able to make that peace within themselves. It's not something easy because you're allowing yourself to face things that really triggered you in a way that where you really looked at life and world and people in a whole new different way. Because it's just like it made me feel like when I know when there was people that was really close to me who were like, Roslynn, your life sounds like a lifetime. I know, right? And it would be, hey, it'll be a bestseller if it is. But being able to see how it came into a positive outcome, even though there's times where it's like the burden felt hard to bear. It's coming close to this again. The 21st is not that far away. And I just allow myself, I keep praying, allow me to be peace, have these peace in my heart with all that's going on. I don't want to, close myself off because I already know there's going to be a lot of things where people, are still talking about different things, giving him that love out to the world, letting him know, he lives amongst us all. That's the most hardest thing because I know if it affects, people that really held dear. I don't like calling them fans. But I appreciate the people that still share love about him. Throughout the music and his pictures and concerts and stuff like that. He's really held a lot of people in their love. So that was a lot of times that I found comfort in that, and just knowing that I know how his music has gave me peace when it was needed. Because it took me back to that time where we were snatched away from each other, and that was something that could not be controlled, but there had a reason for happening the way it happened. going through this, it felt like a nightmare, and at times it still does. But I have to allow myself to see it in a positive state of mind, that knowing just the experiences I have been vocal about has made a lot of people understand that, hey, there's somebody who actually relates to the pain that I carry in the world, because it's not just the things that you go through that really affects you, but is in the world up within its own. We all are affected on a deep level that a lot of people say, oh, you're too sensitive, or oh, you just looking for pain. Hell, I don't want to be looking for that. I just said, shoot, would not even want a reward. You tell me, hey, pain, you get like $1 million reward if you can find that. You might as well give it to me right now, because I can reflect all the ones I have, that has been in my mind. And like, when people really knew the things that I went through, they were just been able to go through that, because you never know what you would be able to endure if you've never been in that person's shoes. So it was really hard for me to deal with things where people actually embraced that with me, and stood by my side on that, emotionally and mentally, which I'm very grateful for. But I also had people shun me, and it was just like people being very hypocritical. They say they love my dad, but then when they find out I'm a part of the factor of my dad, then they want to start acting funky. And I was like, well, obviously you don't love him, because it's just, the fact is, I call that love with limitations. You should not ever love, either you're going to love somebody or you're not. You can't sit up here and say you love somebody, but don't love the product of what has become, you know? So it's just a lot of different things that I've had that has been, I've been trying to still make this behind the pain you endure. You can't go out in the world and help people that are dealing with different issues in the world that has really messed them up from childhood or even adolescence, whatever you want to call it. You couldn't do that fully if you have never felt the instant, the stint, or whatever you want to call it, that harshness of trauma. You can't go help nobody. I mean, you can help different things that people understand, like, what, I can rock with her because she's really went through a lot of different things, and she's helping me through my my trauma and my hard times, because she experienced those things too. And it's like, this is, whatever has taken place in your life, you are not that product of what has happened to you. You're allowing yourself to really look pain in its face and say, you know what, you no longer are welcome here. Love resides here. Growth resides here. My fierceness of my power resides here. My pain has made me so much stronger. You are weightlifting with them things now, and shoot, you sugar. It made you, not to the point where you're pushing everybody away and you're all in instant survival mode. That's not how you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be able to, observe, but don't get into that emotion of what is taking place around you, because those are the things that are around you is going to be your true teacher in life. I got to deal with different things where whatever triggers you in the world, those are the things that make you heal. Those are the things that's going to catapult you into blessings you never knew that was open for you. Just because of the fact that the things you have endured, just because of the fact of you going through a lot of pain and not allowing yourself to be like some of these people end up being damn serial killers and killing off folks, because I've seen, different people that really went through some things, and they released havoc on people's lives. But you became better than that. And Justin Timberlake, cried your own river. You being emotionally affected by something, but don't even realize, just when people are like that, they're comfortable with their emotions. You're strong within your emotions. You should never, a person, I feel like, that doesn't cry towards things, that's a sign of weakness, because you don't want nobody to ever see that emotional side of you. And they always say that. I'm not trying to say a person is weak, but there's something. This person is allowing themselves to really, it's good to cry. It's really good to cry. And even though I hate doing it on camera, I really hate doing that, because I just don't like showing that off in anybody. So I'm not trying to be a hypocrite, but I do cry, and I'll be like, ugh, I don't want to cry, I don't want to cry. But all these different things is really taking place in my life. It shook me to the core. There are certain things that still pop up, just the things that I have to deal with, it when people are being very ignorant towards me. But I have to still pray for them and allowing myself not to sink to their level and start clapping back just because of the things that I'm going through, and you're trying to insult my intelligence. But when people are threatened by your truth, they will find every kind of reason to discredit, and I've had that a lot of times. But I had to allow myself to know. My dad tells me all the time, baby, you know you're my daughter. I know you're my daughter. I'm your daughter. You're my father. My father. Don't worry about what people say. People gonna say anything, whenever they want to, just to be able to say that. But that doesn't, you know, discredit who you are. That's all about how they see themselves. If they're saying this about you, and it's true. You know what kind of pain you carry. You know what burdens you have bared. There's a lot of things that you may not have been vocal about. There's things that you don't fought demons that nobody never noticed about. But those are the things that you're looking for right now. This is what is, this lockdown, this quarantine is for mental and spiritual. Because when you have no choice but to face the things that you overlook, or the things you want to die down, and the things you're like, oh, I'll get back to it later. Universe is making you face this now. They always, you pray like, oh, I want these blessings, oh, I want to do this with my life, and I want to do that, but it just seems hard. Nothing's more harder than staying in a situation you no longer needed. And I have to tell myself that. It's just like people are, placing bets on my downfall, hoping and praying they can find any kind of way to keep me at a low speed, because they're already threatened by, material things, 3D things, and that low frequency. And it's just me. I deserve that closure, regardless of what the hell anybody says. That is something I was denied my whole life. People always deny, even since I was a little girl, you were already going to determine that you were about to reap havoc in my life. And that's sad that people cancel Christmas on that, and it was just, I remember that at 5 years old, crying so hard, and always snatched off his husband. He always was so angry with him at times, where I wake up and I would just give him the look of death. And I looked him in his face with tears rolling down my face, and touched him right in his face and let him know, you're going to break my heart one day. And I'm not going to want to deal with you anymore. And he went snapping off at my mom. What did you tell her? What did you do? She's like, I ain't tell her nothing. This is something she knows. Being able to see how strong I've been staying through this is really reflecting my strength, because it's just like, when you really, I know I got people out there that has my back, but when you're having to deal with this in a physical sense, it makes you feel like you're in a world of your own, you know. And it's just a blessing that I have the people that have supported me through this. I even blessed for the ones that try to, throw me off and, try to sabotage me. I'm grateful for that too, because obviously I must be doing something very good for you to take your time out just to come over there and aggravate me, which is not even aggravating. Now, half of the time I laugh at folks like that, because I'm like, oh Lord, yep, pray for them, for them to get some more business of their own. But just being able to clear that from your heart, you have showed strength even through the times of sorrow. You try to be happy even when you're dealing with your own personal burdens in your life. And that's what makes you strong too, because even when there's days you don't want to get out the bed in the morning, and you just feel like crying until you can't cry no more, but you still trying to find things to get up, comb your hair, brush your teeth, try to get something situated around your surroundings. And that takes a lot, especially when a person is dealing with manic depression. I see it throughout my family, throughout my kids, and it breaks my heart, because these are the things I exposed them to and I was exposed to. So I try to work above and beyond to make sure I can change that, especially when it's like, I got a mom that's the one who I really know and love, is no longer here in the physical sense, but she is like right by my side in the spiritual. And then there's a mother, she gave birth to me, but it was like the things that her and my dad went through that was so toxic. It reminds her of all the pain. I guess she thinks I resent her for that. And I love my mom just for the fact is I'm a part of you, so I don't have any hatred towards you, but I already know that's what's been said towards her. So, I had to allow myself to become strong even with that, So it's just like right now, everything that's going is taking place in your life. Allow yourself to face the things that you have ran from. Allow yourself to face the things that did not, that stop you from having peace. A lot of times we're on a battlefield and that mess is already won and done, but you still keep allowing yourself to fight with things that's no longer existing. You're mad about certain things. These people aren't even in your life anymore. And I've been that way. I've really been that way. All these different things are showing up. And I said, you know what? My blessings are so much bigger than the pain that was caused in my life. Those things reflected of things that I know I can conquer. And it's like that at times. It can hurt like hell, because these could have been people that you really cared for. You would have, gave them the shirt off your back, But they were quick. As soon as you turned your back around, they had them daggone, uh, those daggers about to stab you in your back as soon as you weren't looking. But you have to allow yourself to be better than them. Because if you retaliate like they did, that is a prime example of what they did, because they feel like they were honored to do that, because they want what you have, or they're jealous of what you have, or they're comparing to your life from theirs and don't feel like you deserve those things because it should have been them. And all it requires is kept good things could have came for you, but look at how you're doing things. Sacrifice, you're not sacrificing like that person did, making those changes that was very hard, that you're not willing to do. A lot of people be very, be territorial about blessings that don't even have nothing to do with them. I have people that doing, I'm good, bye. You have a good one. I don't need you even being back in my life. If I sit up here and block you, that means I want to have nothing to do with you. If I wanted to talk to you, I guarantee you I would have talked to you. Don't come back in my life trying to see, because your life is all shitty over on that side. You want to come try and crap on mine as well. No, I ain't got time for all that. But you're allowing yourself to face the things in your life that has really truly shook you to the core, that really has boxed you in and blocked you from the process of your progress, of those abundant of blessings that you truly deserve in your life. Because right now it's making you do an intense emotional clearing right now that is going to awaken part of your soul. You won't understand what has taken place, why it taken place, and be grateful for what has taken place, because it mirrored every part of you, that fire, that fierceness, that strength, that warrior, all these things. As soon as I said that, my phone started, what I went through this. I survived this, and I'm about to damn near overcome this more than I ever thought I was before, just because there's everything is being reflected to me, that if this never took place in your life, would you actually have known who you were on a not a darker sense, but in a deeper sense of your spiritual knowledge? Would you have known what you were unless you would have, succumbed towards this, experience the tragedies in your life? You would have never known, you know and that's why I always, I have to allow myself to have that pep talk with myself. You are very strong. Just the things you have, fate was not, it was very intimidating or whatever. Things were shaky in my life to where, all these things that's taking place, I could have did the easy route and just snapped. I've seen so many people do it in life, but I said I'm not going to become that statistic. I'm allowing myself to overcome this stuff that people placed on me, because I'm going to be that representation that you can get over your daggone, you can have a beautiful outcome if you allow yourself to go through the transitions that needs to take place for that change. If you want change, you have to become it. What you're searching for is already within you. What you're searching for and out is already coming towards your way, but you have to allow yourself to separate yourself from things that is no longer needed. These things is, it's ran its course. I tell myself that all the time. You deserve happiness. You deserve uplifting abundance, because you've earned that. There'll be days that I'm tired, mad at the world, and then somebody texts me, Roslynn, I need help. And I allow myself to get out my selfish needs and allow me to go help that person. And when I'm helping that person, I'm not even realizing I'm helping myself at the same time. And then when I finish talking to them, I cry. I cried because I knew the universe sent that person to me, not just for life can really throw curveballs of crap at you. And you are really like, why does this have to be my life? And the question is, why are you allowing that to still continue to be your life? You have a choice on that. It's sad, yes, that you have gone through the things you've gone through. Yes, you may not have gotten justice for the things that's been placed in your life. But when you're allowing yourself to be blessed, you're blessed. There's so many things that's reflecting to you that you are blessed. You were that strength. You were that matriarch. That what do they call those things? Those, I forgot what is it, mascot. That's what I mean. I was like that thing at the schools. You're a mascot of knowing that you are that prime example of you can heal, you can overcome these things. They weren't placed on you for you to keep them there. Your scars is your badge of honor to let you know, yes, I did this. Yes, this happened to me. But guess what? I overcome that, because there's so many things in the world I can just experience if I just allow myself to let go of these things. And I have to tell myself my blessings that are coming forth to me is so much bigger than what these people try to place on me. Why am I allowing myself to be affected by these people when they were just my teachers, for me to allow myself to know that my power is my power? Don't give that mess to them. because they still out here messing around with, they can't even find their own, because when people are willing to wreak havoc in each and every person's life, that lets you know they are not happy. When people are happy, they don't come out their way to try to destroy anybody. They don't try to sit up here and they see somebody happy and try to bring that down, or they have more things to say about a person, and they're reflecting it out on the other people instead of sitting up here facing the things that they've done for themselves. But you are representation of that warrior. You're representation of your strength that grows each and every day. You know, allowing yourself to make peace with that. And I tell myself that as well. Allow yourself to make peace with that. Yes, it hurt like hell that these things is done to me. Yes, it hurt like hell that, you were trying to keep me away from getting closure of a parent that you tried to make sure I never met. Then you're taking from the one that's actually still living, and here you're trying to get people see just because they feel some type of way about that. They ain't got nothing to do with me, but that's not going to stop me. That's going to make me keep going. That's make me go harder, because obviously that lets me know you're threatened by my growth. You're threatened by my strength. You're threatened by my light. And that's going to keep shining. It's going to still keep growing. And it's going to make me hellified stronger. And you have to be able to allow yourself to be your own. A lot of times we block our own blessings just because of how we're looking at things, how we talk about things, how we talk about others, how we talk about ourselves. Those are the things that block you, because they can be right around the corner, but it's all about what you decide to make focus on. This is your time to go through that emotional clearing. This is that time for you to look your emotions of pain in the face and say, thank you, but I no longer need you. You don't live here no more. Evict his ass. It ain't past 30 days. It's already done past 30 days. You got to go. you taking up rent free and not doing nothing but trying to bring me down. And you don't need it no more. Because this right now, this is what's going on right now. This everything happens for a reason. There's no kind of accidents or coincidence that you are right now are serving by yourself, because this is that time for you to do that deep rooted shadow work that needs to be taken care of, needs to be healed, allowing yourself to, see all the blessings and stop counting all the things that, you have to allow yourself to be grateful for the things that's about to come into your life as well as the things that are in your life. But if you allow yourself to stay focused on the negative, that's all it's going to be. Just because if that energy you carry is more about the negative and more about who abandoned you, who hurt you, who did this, who did that, you're giving all those past issues power, instead of you looking around like, yeah, these things just happened to me, but look how much I done got stronger, allowing me to really see things for what they truly are, allowing me to see the things that are about to take place in my life and the things that I deserve and where I'm trying to head at, being able to add more blessings towards things, allowing yourself to grow through all levels, and now allowing somebody to have their hand in that. Because where it's like as quiet as it's kept, when people can put so much energy on trying to bring somebody else's life down, they don't know that's what you're doing. That lets you know, hey, allow yourself to be focused. Put them barriers on them little things like them Clydesdale have on their head, where you had that peripheral vision. You had that one focus. Is that I'm getting to my blessing. These are the things I deserve. Bump what you heard. I'm about to go. So you allow yourself to be your determination. So I hope that you were able to resonate with the content of this video. I hope you're enjoying your Easter. Like I said, I don't really, celebrate, holidays like that. But, it is what it is. But I would love to give a post notification shout out to Farrah Hazard as well as Teresa Anderson and what did I say? Oh, Melissa Huckman. Much love to you. And I will see y'all on my next video. Like I said yesterday, I had to really take a break. It was like too much intense vibrations made me feel like my whole third eye was about to pop out and my face was about to crack. It was just too much. It was a whole lot of. So like and subscribe, hit that notification bell, drop me a line, share, give me a thumbs up messenger. I'm People are sending in friend requests, but I'm not accepting those. And I've been having a lot of fake accounts being open, trying to be, all buddy and getting all up into my business and stuff like that. But when you send that friend request, please send me a message. Let me know, hey, we connect with YouTube, or hey, I'm a part of the Heyokas family, and I was needing help and assistance with my spiritual path on this, that, and the third. And then, whatever we talk about is confidential. And I'll help you out as best way as I can. But if you're, you really want to get in touch with me, you can find me up under my name on Facebook Messenger. But please send me a message, respond. So I'm not going to do that. If you really want to talk to me, you'll take that effort to do that. So I just don't have time doing all that stuff. I already got enough in my hands that I'm trying to help others with. So, I hope y'all have a blessed weekend. Be safe. Um, like I said, like and subscribe. I would love to give you a post notification shout out, share, tell somebody about the channel. It's truly appreciated. I appreciate this, the constant support and the love and vibes y'all send back to me as I send to y'all. It's truly a blessing to me on many levels, and I appreciate that. So I will see y'all on my next video. Know that you are truly blessed, highly manifesting your life comes 100,000 times more than what you expected. And I hope that you're able to, get it quicker than that you expected you would. And I will see you on my next video. Oh, make sure you give out love, light, positivity, prosperity, words, vibes, frequencies towards others, even through social distancing. You never know, all those things can really take somebody a long way.